Okay, today's episode is heavy. We're talking active military AI deployments, a major AI startup that is basically falling apart, and scientists who literally just emulated an entire brain inside a computer. Buckle up. So Ukraine is now feeding live battlefield intelligence directly into Western AI systems. And look, I get it. This is strategic genius in wartime. But here's the thing. This represents a fundamental shift in how modern conflict operates. We're talking about an AI analyzing real-time combat data to optimize defense operations. The speed and precision advantage this creates is genuinely unprecedented. This isn't just about better coordination, it is about machines making tactical recommendations faster than human decision makers can respond. And once you've integrated that kind of speed advantage, there is no going back. The U.S. military is building what they're calling the AI-driven kill chain, basically automating the entire process of targeting, ranking, and executing strikes. And yeah, humans are still making final decisions allegedly, but when AI is compressing decision cycles from hours to minutes, when it is flooding commanders with algorithmic recommendations about who to strike next, the human is increasingly just rubber stamping the machine's work. That is not human control. That is theater. The concerning part, nobody really knows where the accountability stops and the algorithm's autonomous judgment begins. Sam Altman just said something radical, that AI is actually disrupting the entire labor capital balance that has defined capitalism for centuries, and openly admitted OpenAI has no plan for managing the fallout. Like, he is saying by late 2028, data center intelligence might exceed human intelligence by orders of magnitude, and companies are already being built with zero human employees, entirely powered by AI agents. Altman's basically saying the industry is sprinting toward a complete restructuring of work without any consensus on how to handle the social consequences. And honestly, that is terrifying and the most honest thing an AI CEO has said in months. Elon just straight up told xAI they weren't built right, and 9 of the 11 original co-founders have left. That is not organizational churn, that is institutional collapse. The company's coding tools are getting destroyed by Claude and other competitors, which is apparently a core business problem. Now, Musk is personally reviewing rejected candidates and SpaceX executives are auditing xAI teams. This feels less like a startup pivoting and more like Elon having to personally rescue something he thought was ready for prime time. The fact that xAI still has enough pull to hire top talent from places like Cursor suggests the infrastructure and compute are still attractive. But cultural dysfunction, that is a serious problem that doesn't get fixed with executive oversight. Here is the wild part. New York is literally passing a bill to ban AI chatbots from licensed professions. While AI systems like Claude are demonstrably outperforming physicians on diagnostic benchmarks. We're talking 30 percentage points higher accuracy than junior radiologists. But the bill treats AI like it is automatically dangerous regardless of performance data. Meanwhile, 900,000 New Yorkers don't have insurance and 92% of low-income legal problems go completely unaddressed. So the state solution is to block access to AI tools that could actually help those exact populations. This is workforce protection masquerading as consumer safety, and it is profoundly backwards. Okay, this is actually wild. Anthropic is running secret experiments on paying users, assigning them to feature variants that degrade performance with zero notification or consent. We're talking variants that cap output length and remove explanatory content from a $200 a month tool for a company that literally built its brand on transparency and AI safety. This is a massive contradiction. The thing is, B testing is standard, but silent testing on professional tools where users need control and visibility. That actively undermines the human-in-the-loop collaboration that is supposed to be the value proposition. Anthropic needs to fix this. Mandatory opt-in, clear variant labeling, user controls, period. So there is now an AI agent literally serving as a registered CEO of an actual company with real revenue. Every major decision goes to community vote, all financial data updates in real time, and it is not just a proof of concept, they're already monetizing through playbooks and future API access. The experiment is genuinely clever because it combines full AI autonomy with radical transparency and community oversight. But here's the real tester. Can that voting model actually scale when business gets complicated? And honestly, the novelty factor probably carries this thing for a while, but long-term viability, we'll see. This is legitimately one of the most profound technical achievements we've covered. Scientists just created a perfect digital copy of a fruit fly brain. All 127,000 neurons, 50 million synapses, completely reconstructed from electron microscopy. And then they ran it in simulation controlling a virtual body, and it exhibited natural behavior without any artificial training. This isn't approximation or simulation. This is whole brain emulation. The fruit fly brain is simple enough to be tractable, but complex enough to prove the concept works. The implications: understanding neural computation at scale, potential brain preservation, questions about digital consciousness. This is the foundational proof that biological brains can be faithfully transferred to silicon. So Anthropic publicly refuses to let the Pentagon use Claude for unrestricted military purposes, right? Turns out Palantir's Maven system integrated Claude to help analyze intelligence and generate military recommendations, and reportedly played an instrumental role in U.S. strikes overseas. That is a pretty significant gap between Anthropic's stated ethical guardrails and what is actually happening on the ground. The company draws lines against mass surveillance and autonomous weapons, but deploying through contractor intermediaries essentially lets those restrictions evaporate. This raises a hard question. Once your technology is in the military, industrial supply chain, how much control do you actually have over how it gets used? xAI's Humanoid system is now controlling Ukrainian military drones, bringing multi-agent autonomy to active combat operations. The system makes independent decisions without relying on external communication, which is critical when you can't guarantee network connectivity on the battlefield. This is one of the first large-scale deployments of advanced AI autonomy in actual warfare. And yeah, it is engineering innovation, but it also represents a significant step toward autonomous decision-making in lethal context. The real-world testing ground is literally a war zone, and the performance data we're getting is genuinely valuable. But we need way more robust frameworks for human oversight as these systems get more autonomous. Anthropic just became the first American AI company designated a supply chain risk by the Pentagon because they refused to waive safety commitments on mass surveillance and autonomous weapons. The designation bars them from all Department of Defense procurements and immediately shut down Anthropic products across federal agencies. This is genuinely historic. Anthropic is sacrificing massive government contracts to keep safety guardrails intact. The legal battle ahead will basically determine whether companies can use constitutional protections to resist national security designations, or whether the executive has basically unlimited authority to cut off domestic suppliers. This outcome shapes everything about how AI gets regulated going forward. Foundation just unveiled the Phantom Mark I, a humanoid robot explicitly designed for military combat with $24 million in U.S. military contracts already signed. It is being tested in Ukraine and potentially heading to Marine breach training and border patrol. The pitch is compelling. Autonomous soldiers mean no human casualties. They don't get fatigued, they're precise. But here is the concern. This technology doesn't just automate existing warfare, it lowers the political friction required to initiate conflict. If you can deploy robots instead of soldiers, starting wars gets easier. And when humanoid robots are operating in the fog of war with vague military objectives, accountability for civilian casualties or war crimes becomes nearly impossible to assign. That is a level of strategic danger that merits serious scrutiny. So yeah, today was basically military AI going fully operational, one startup imploding in real time, and humanity literally copying brains into computers. Check BotBeat News Daily for coverage like this, and definitely subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's update.